Good afternoon. Happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience today. Big round of applause for the moms. To start, I'd like to take a moment to reflect. You see, when I first began my Duke undergraduate journey in the fall of 2010, I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be. It was in this room. It was right here. I remember first walking through the halls of Cameron Indoor Stadium, soaking in the history, reading about Duke basketball greats, and grinning in disbelief that I had made it into the school of my dreams. To have the opportunity to speak to all of you today, nearly 12 years later, in this building, this is special. It's really, really special. When I was presented with this honor to speak to all of you, I predictably got very excited. I know, shocker. Until I remembered that I actually needed to write a speech. What the heck am I supposed to share with all the future business minds of the world? Well, I decided to approach this the same way I approached my MBA recruitment journey, which is fake it till you make it. So without further ado, before we step back out into the working world or go back to work on Monday, here are 3 pieces of advice on how to succeed in the world of business from someone who has not yet actually worked professionally in the world of business. Number 1, real impact goes beyond your day-to-day responsibilities. Growing up, I looked to sports for inspiration. The men and women who competed were my heroes. They were my role models. Honestly, look around right now. Look above you. There are banners here. You have Elena Beard. You have Lindsey Harding, Shane Battier, Grant Hill. They were running and sprinting down these halls like crazy, but these banners only tell part of their life stories. Elena Beard is creating the first black female group to own a sports team in a major league. Lindsey Harding is breaking barriers in the NBA as a female coach for the Sacramento Kings. The foundation that Shane Battier runs with his wife has doled out more than $2 million in scholarships. And Grant Hill, well, he followed up a 20-year NBA career as a philanthropist that has donated a considerable amount of time and money to various causes. Now, awards and recognitions were bestowed on each of these individuals at an early age, but it was the continued desire to make an impact that truly cemented their legacies. We now have a chance to do the same. Remember, your job does not define you. It simply provides an opportunity for you to do something great. Number 2, embrace the challenge of change. When I walked into Fuqua for the first time, I was incredibly nervous. I was a sports broadcaster with 0 professional business experience. And it's interesting because I spent so much time worrying about cultivating a business persona that I never thought about the power of just being myself. It's for that reason that we, as the future leaders of consequence in business and in this world, must do more so that others can bring their true selves to the table as well. Women and historically marginalized racial and ethnic groups remain underrepresented in many corporate roles. Now, I want to take a sec to cite some statistics collected by my friend and classmate, Anna Hoffman, and Assistant Dean Stephanie Robertson in this fantastic report on diversity and inclusion. The first point, white men make up roughly 1/3 of the U.S. workforce, but in 33 of 54 sampled S&P 100 companies, they held over 50% of the board seats. Research has found that companies with the most gender-diverse leadership are 48% more likely to outperform the least gender-diverse companies. And lastly, companies with the lowest rates of ethnic and gender diversity are 27% more likely to underperform financially compared to other companies. Now, I share these numbers to emphasize that we must leave an important, indelible mark, not only for our children, not only for our great-grandchildren, our grandchildren, etc., but for the people that are around you right now. Diversity and inclusion is not just a popular phrase to throw at a quarterly meeting. Rather, diversity and inclusion is the keystone to real change for corporations across the globe. Now, JFK told the world in 1962 we were going to the moon, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. This path is the path to truly equitable workplace, similarly, will require uncomfortable change for many. But that does not mean that we cannot take one large step forward. Number 3, life is meant to be joyful. The recruitment process can be grueling, and the professional opportunities granted to the class of 2022 were earned. But I implore you, even after the long working hours, you come home after you work for your future employer, remember to have some fun. We all have different definitions of what fun entails. For some, it's traveling to a tropical paradise. For others, it's making an epic dinner. for me, I think this is relatable. After the last 2 months of nonstop events, I think fun is just going back to my apartment and watching a movie with my partner, me. We must also find joy at work. Celebrate your successes, laugh at and learn from your failures. And in doing so, I promise you all, life will be far more enjoyable. We were all put on this planet with a purpose, with limitless potential. But to unlock our best selves, we must find the necessary balance between work and play. I hope that you all take a moment to reflect on your Fuqua journeys. The fact that we could celebrate this achievement together in person 18 months after we started from wherever we had our cameras, it is a memory that we are going to share for the rest of our lives. I want to thank my parents, I want to thank my partner, my friends and family, and the entire Duke community. Remember, true impact goes beyond your job. Embrace the challenge of change. And of course, find joy in your life. Thank you. Be kind to others, and let's go Duke.